In this lesson, we're going to be talking about creating dialog boxes inside of jQuery Mobile. So here in our page1.html file that's located in your working files directory, we have a simple anchor tag that links to page2.html. Now when we go over here in the browser and we click on it, it'll simply take us to another page and we get our history as well, so we can hit back. Now creating a dialog box is actually very, very simple. All you have to do is type data rel equals dialog. And you do that on the anchor tag itself. Save that, we'll go over here, refresh, and here's what we end up with. Page 2, and it opens up this dialog box. We can hit the little X button and it'll bring us back to our initial page. So that seems a little bit too easy, but it turns out it actually is that easy. Now typically dialogs are used to support actions within a page. Now typically dialogs are not supposed to be entire pages all to themselves. Dialogs are typically meant to support some actions within a page. Because of this, jQuery Mobile doesn't add them to the history stack in the same way that they add normal pages. So for example, if you're on a page and then you click on a dialog, and then you can go from that dialog to another page. If you press the back button, it'll bring you back to the original page. It won't bring you back to the dialog. Now, despite this difference, dialogs are pretty much exactly the same as any other page. That's in terms of how you can style them, how you can add transitions, those kinds of things. There is one more thing that differentiates dialogs from normal pages, and that is how you can actually close them using JavaScript. So with opening and closing dialogs, it's actually as simple as calling .dialog close. So you can target the element like this, and you can say .dialog and then pass it what we want to do, which is close it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this line of code, I'm going to copy it, and we'll go in here and I'm just going to go ahead and trigger that using the WebKit inspector. So I can say inspect element, and I can choose to go into the console here. If I type that, it'll trigger that dialog, and it'll tell it to close. So that's a really handy tool. You can create a dialog box that, say, doesn't have an X button or something like that, which just tells the user, hey, I'm working on doing something right now. Maybe it could be a little spinner, it could be a number of things. And then once your JavaScript finishes doing whatever it's doing, or the server returns your result or whatever, then you can trigger that dialog to close, revealing the page again with this line of code right here. Now just briefly, the way this works is here we're targeting the dialog box. Anytime a dialog pops up on the screen, it's going to have a class of UI dialog. So that's why we can target it so easily. And then here is how we can control dialogs. .dialog close. So that concludes this lesson on dialog boxes.